how to make the absolute most of your time. As a beginner on self-improvement, or maybe you're not on self-improvement, we all strive to make the absolute most of our time and do things that will benefit us most. But we all strive for the most effective result, regardless if we deserve that result or not. Okay? People go to the gym. No, they don't even go to the gym. They look up what exercises to do in the gym, and they look up about going to the gym rather than actually going to the gym. And then likewise, when people start diets, they start diets, or they don't start the diet, and they look up about the diet, or they look up about different diets they could do, all right, rather than actually just starting the diet and seeing what works. Now, there's a lot I can get into with just that alone, but that's not the focus of today's video. The focus of today's video is how you can get the most of your time. So if everyone wakes up in a day the same amount of time and the same amount of energy, based on your habits, say there's a maximum amount of energy we could all have, it like any human can ever have. Say that's like 5,000. We'll set that number at 5,000. All right. And depending on your habits, sleeping habits, eating habits, activity habits, going outside and getting some fucking sunlight in your eyes habits, that level can go down if you don't do those things. And so you're already starting off with a bad start. But that's beside the point. That's not the focus of today's video either. So let's say you're a perfect human being and you're starting off on 5,000. Look at you. You want to use those 5,000 energy points the most effectively. You don't want to be using them on small shit like driving your Nana to Ingles or something. Like sometimes you'll have to, and that's, understandable. But you don't want to be wasting it like sitting there obsessing over a person from school or over an assignment. God forbid you're stressing over an assignment, which I know many of you are. It sucks. When you're having to research for something, or when you're having trouble deciding between two things, or when you're having trouble in coming up with ideas, maybe you're planning someone's birthday party, maybe you're, et cetera, you go online to try to find inspiration, maybe, and this is all taking mental energy. You go online to find inspiration, and that takes time. It takes a lot of time to open up the app, log in, maybe, the browser loading. Maybe you have shitty internet, so that's like plus 5 seconds on every load. You might think of it as taking much time or taking much whatever, but you're still taking away from that overall time limit and overall energy limit that you have. And then you'll feel like shit later when you feel like you didn't get much done, or that you could have used it more effectively, right? I know for me, I would feel like shit looking at the screen time used. I don't think many people have that kind of awareness and care much about that, but for me, that's just a personal thing. If I have more than an hour of screen time, I kind of feel like shit. So, how do we combat this, right? Now, I'm going to say this quite honestly, and this might be kind of brutal, but if you're a healthy individual, and maybe this is going to be quite controversial, I don't know. If you're a healthy individual and you've been doing the right things, you've been eating the right way, all areas of your life have been kind of worked on and improved upon. Not perfect. God, no life is perfect, but you're doing the best that you can, which is perfect. Then, given your circumstances, best you can given your circumstances equals perfection. you can develop ideas and generate ideas with ease. You can have creativity, everlasting creativity, everlasting inner happiness, and everlasting inner confidence, right? There will be moments of doubt, and there will be moments of, other feelings, but ultimately you'll be able to decide when you're happy. You'll be able to see that you're not happy and then change it. Like, it's amazing. Like, I can't, I want to reach through the screen and, like, grab you by the head and just, like, fucking squeeze you and, like, tell you, like, I want you to understand how much this means to me. But that's not the focus of today's video either. Today's more of a shortcut. A step getting you in the right direction, helping you save time, kind of artificially. Because today we're talking about artificial intelligence. So, this one specifically is ChatGPT. You've probably heard about it, you've probably used it yourself. Either way, you probably haven't used it correctly. You've likely just played around because it is supposed to be conversational AI. But ultimately, what its purpose is, or what I've found its best use to be, is saving you that mental energy or time. And how you do that is when you have, say Valentine's Day is coming up and you don't know quite what to do for your girlfriend, you can throw it in there. Throw in a question, maybe give it give it as much information as you can, right? Same thing goes for if you need an essay idea. You give it the limitations of your essay, the requirements, the theme, maybe the novel that it's on, maybe the poem, and it'll spit you out results, right? If you have an essay, you can have it write the entire essay for you. And that's another thing. You can have it write songs for you if you want. Give it, just give it as much information as you can. And it can write a generic song if you just say, write me a song. But if you give it more information, it has more to work with and can make you better, more unique lyrics. Better, more, and the same thing goes with an essay. It can write you a better, more unique essay. And this thing, you can write a fucking 1,800 word essay in like 20 minutes tops, if you use it correctly, even under that. And you can get more done in so much less time, right? Now, I highly recommend going over and reading it, but if you're in a pinch, it helps a lot and takes a lot of stress off your back. If you feel like overwhelmed with assignments, you can go in there. If you have like a couple essays and other assignments due, you can just get a rough draft, and use this like ChatGPT version as a rough draft and just read over it later and change some minor things and submit your final. Like, it's really, really fucking useful. And it'll take a lot of stress off your back. And then you can go focus on those other assignments, get them knocked out, and come back. Maybe study for the test, come back. And the thing about ChatGPT that I find really cool is with research, right? So with Google, we talked about the energy you have in a day. With Google, if you search something, you're going to have to sift through all those results, right? And the paid ones are going to be at top, etc., etc. There's going to be, that kind of thing. And that's already easy enough as it is. It's much less time consuming and much less mentally draining and energy draining as as going to the library, going downtown, fucking finding a library or something like that, right? And then the library got computers, so you wouldn't have to look through the books, you'd be able to look through the computer. But then you got personal computers, so you're able to do personal computers, so you just have to get up, go to your desk, to the personal computer, right? And then they got smartphones, so now you could just pull it out of your ass and, look it up. Right? And then they got personal Wi-Fi hotspots. So you got personal Wi-Fi and you can do it wherever the hell you want. Right? And they're continuing to elevate this. Now, the next big thing is ChatGPT. You don't have to search through all the results. You ask it a question, it gives you an answer. It gives you multiple answers if you ask for multiple answers, and it will explain those answers if you ask it to explain those answers. If you ask it to word it differently, it'll word it differently. There's a lot of potential with this, and it can save you a hell of a lot of time, a hell of a lot of headache, and a lot of stress. So, I just really wanted to share this with you because I find it so fucking cool. It really saved my ass a few days ago, and it's been saving my ass for the past couple years. I'm kind of hesitant on uploading this. I don't have much of an audience, so I don't think many people will find it, but I'm really happy for those of you that it does find, and those of you that do find this, because your life, if you actually apply this, will be drastically better, and you'll be able to get a lot more done with your time. You'll be able to have a lot more quality of work time, right? And then you'll have a lot more mental energy to save for other stuff, because likely you don't have the best habits. That's not anything, I'm not trying to offend you or anything, but likely you don't have the best habits. And so, like I was talking about earlier, that maximum energy level probably isn't your energy level. Your energy level is most likely down here somewhere, You're probably already halfway depleted. And I know the small habits like waking up, seeing the sun, maybe getting your steps in, doing some kind of physical exercise, just any kind of movement in general, reading, anything like that. You getting up and getting on your phone immediately for a couple hours and then going to work, and then, getting on your phone in between work and shit. It might not seem like a big deal. It might not seem very mentally draining. But once you try not doing it, you'll realize exactly what I'm talking about. And there's going to be a transition period when you stop doing these things and you begin doing the good habits. There's going to be a transition period where it sucks. But that's kind of deserved. If you've been doing these bad habits for 10, 12, 15 years of your life, it's going to take a month or two at least to reverse it. But the beauty is, once it's reversed, it's reversed. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot that I can go into regarding stopping addictions, stopping that, getting on the good habits, getting on all that. There's a lot I can go into, and a lot that the systems come into play. I can teach you how to build those systems and teach you how to implement them for your certain circumstances. On my YouTube homepage, I have a link to my email. Send me an email, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. We'll set up a call, a meeting, anything you want. It could be Zoom, whatever you need, man. We'll go over your certain circumstances, and I'll help you build systems to help you get your life on track, right? This video was just a quick kind of tool that I found recently that really, really just saved my ass and made me appreciate it. So I wanted to share it with you guys. But if you're really wanting to better your life and you feel uncomfortable with how shit is, maybe you don't know exactly what's going on, but you feel unhappy, be sure to click that link and at least give me a call, right? I'm not going to interrupt you at all. You'll just have a few minutes to just talk about yourself, maybe more than that, probably more than that. Just talk about yourself, talk about your circumstances, maybe how unfair life has been to you, anything. I'm just here to listen, man. But I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you with changing that. There are no price tags involved with this. There are no There's nothing like that. I'm not trying to sell you anything here. I'm just want to hear your story. Alright. So if you're interested, click the link. If you're not, please give ChatGPT a try, because I guarantee you it'll help clear up a lot of mental stress and a lot of mental energy. Right? I believe that's all I wanted to speak about. I went off on a little bit of a rant, but see you guys later. Stay on task.